Hi, welcome. This is Mike Fojtasek, and today I'm going to talk about the tremendous benefits of getting sun exposure. As you might be able to tell in the background here, I am the beautiful island of Puerto Rico, and so this beach scene here has inspired me to talk about the benefits of being in the sun. Now, if you're like me, you've probably received the message several times to avoid the sun because it raises your risk of getting skin cancer. In fact, I can remember a couple years ago when I went to a dermatologist. I had a skin screening, which is just a preventative screening to check for abnormalities or any skin cancers. So I was in the little doctor's office wearing that cool little gown they always make you wear when you go to the doctor. And when the dermatologist came in, before she even started her examination, she started to lecture me on how I needed to stay out of the sun. And what prompted her to do this was because I had a tan. I mean, what do you want? I live in a beach town. Okay, so I had a tan, right? Luckily, she did the examination and everything turned out just fine. And you know, she's doing the best that she can with the information she has. But the information today is telling a different story. In fact, it's starting to show that avoidance of the sun is leading to a lot of risks to your health, increasing your risk of several lifestyle diseases. So while there's a whole host of benefits to being out in the sun, and I believe that, you know, getting outdoors and enjoying being outside is really beneficial for your health. So I highly encourage you to get outside and have some fun. But you know, there's a whole host of benefits to being out in the sun. I'm just going to cover a couple main points. You've probably heard of vitamin D. That's been talked about a lot in recent years. And vitamin D is something that also studies keep showing that vitamin D is involved in a lot of processes in the body. Okay, it helps, it helps absorb calcium for stronger bones. It also helps bolster your immune system to help fight infections like the common cold or the flu, which is why it's thought that sometimes during the winter that there's a more frequency of getting a cold or the flu. And the only way, and the best way, for you to get vitamin D is to get sun exposure. It's the primary way for your body to get vitamin D. In fact, your body produces the vitamin D when it interacts with sunlight on bare skin. Okay, the second thing that's really cool about being out in the sun is how it affects your circadian rhythm. You've probably heard of that too. It's basically your body's internal clock. Now, when full spectrum light enters your eyes, which is what sunlight is, it goes through the eyes, travels to the brain, and interacts with the hypothalamus. Now, the hypothalamus is a part of the brain that's responsible for a lot of autonomic systems in the body, such as maintaining water balance, blood pressure, body temperature, and you guessed it, your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm. So your circadian rhythm is highly dependent on cycles of light and darkness, and if this cycle is disrupted, such as not getting enough sunlight or getting too much artificial light at night, then this will affect your body's ability to function optimally and your ability to get good rest. Okay, the third thing that I really like about being out in the sun is it helps boost your mood. It makes you happy. So again, as sunlight goes through your eyes, it goes to your brain, it also interacts with the pituitary gland, and this gland is responsible for producing a ton of hormones in the body, including hormones that influence your mood, such as endorphins. So they help you feel good, they help you feel happy, and help you feel relaxed. I think of cats. Cats naturally are attracted to the sun. They go sun near a window and take a nap. Okay, so you might be thinking, okay, that's great. So now I know all the benefits of being out in the sun, and hopefully I can convince you need to get outdoors a little bit more. But Mike, how do I get more sun? And what about getting burned? Okay, well, yes, getting burned is bad. You don't want to get bad because that causes a lot of skin damage. There are the obvious symptoms that you get, but it also leads to premature aging, and yes, it does lead to a higher risk of skin cancer. Okay, so but we don't want to avoid the sun altogether. So you don't want to get burned, but you do want to get the benefits of the sun. So it's about getting sensible sun exposure. Okay, so there are 3 tips that I have when it comes to getting sensible sun exposure. The first one is get bright sunlight first thing in the morning. Remember how we talked about the circadian rhythm? Okay, so when you expose yourself to sunlight first thing in the morning, you wake yourself up and you get your body in a good rhythm for the day, so that you feel awake, you feel alert, and then when night comes down, you'll start to feel sleepy and you'll get really good rest. Okay. The second tip to get sensible sun exposure is to try to get sun in the middle of the day, ideally between the hours of 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. The reason you want to do this is because it's been shown that this is the best time for UV rays to penetrate the Earth's atmosphere and reach your skin to get most of the benefits. So you can get a lot of benefit with less time if you go in the middle of the day. Okay. Now, how much sun you get is dependent on the individual. One of the obvious things is the color of your skin. If you're real fair skinned, you're gonna spend a lot less time out in the sun to get the benefits. Where if you're darker skinned, you might have to spend 4 or 5 times the amount in the sun to get the same amount of benefits. Okay, a good rule of thumb is to spend about half the time in the sun that it would take to get a mild burn. That's where the skin turns a little pink, not red, just a little pink. Now, if you're not really sure what that would be, I would just start with 10 minutes a day. Okay, just do 10 minutes a day, and then hopefully on a daily basis as you go out, just gradually spend more and more time in the sun. Of course, you'll start to get a tan. That's a good sign that you're producing some good vitamin D and getting the benefits. Okay, the third tip for getting sensible sun exposure is to protect yourself, to keep from getting burned. Okay, yes, we want to be out in the sun, we want to get the benefits from being out in the sun, but you don't want to get burned. Okay, so if you've had enough sun, feel like you've had enough, then be sure to get in the shade. Okay, I'm kind of in the shade right now, so you don't want to get burned. If you can't get in the shade, if for some reason you have to be in the sun, like you're doing some kind of yard work, then be sure to cover up with clothing. Clothing is a great way to protect your skin. And also remember your face. Your face has very thin skin on it, so it gets easily burned. So make sure that when you are out in the sun, that you wear a hat that covers a shadow over your face to protect it. Okay, so those are my 3 tips. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you liked it, if you loved it, please share it with friends and family. If you want any more information, there will be a link below the video here. And as you can see, now that we're wrapping this up, I am going to take a walk down the beach and get some of the benefits of the sun that we just talked about.